بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما يا رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. MashaAllah, welcome the youth of the community. Jazakumullah khair for coming. And inshallah, we'll get started quickly and the topic, which is the Ghusul Bath and also the Sunan of al-Fitrah. Before we get started, let me remind you that in Islam, we have to learn many things, including some sensitive issues that are related to our life. Okay? Islam is a way of life and came to teach us everything, even the etiquette of the bathroom. Even if you are a father or mother, you know what to do. Everything has been, alhamdulillah, taught us as Muslims. We believe that all of that came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Part of that knowledge is the hygiene knowledge and the purity knowledge. Knowledge about how to purify yourself and what to do in certain circumstances. Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught them to his Sahaba, and the Sahaba taught them to the next generation. Up to this very time, alhamdulillah, we teach. There is no shame in learning the Islamic knowledge. In learning Islamic knowledge, there is no shame. And shyness and all of that, we have to put it aside temporarily to seek the Islamic knowledge. So some of the information that we'll be discussing today is a little bit, maybe sensitive to some of you. Because of that, I recommend that you don't look around, don't look to people, don't try to laugh or smile on these things. Keep them to yourself so you can learn. You can learn. I'm not sure if your parents even are able to teach you something. Okay. The Ghusul Bath and the Sunan of al-Fitrah. Ghusul Bath means the shower or the bath that you must take every time somebody has an ejaculation or with the sperms comes out of the body of any person, especially wetted dream. If somebody has a wetted dream. We mentioned that before. This is among the signs that somebody is moving from the childhood to adulthood life. When he has a wetted dream, something comes out of him, ejaculation, and the sperms are going to come out of him. This is a sign. Also, another sign is having mustache, beard, and having hair growing under the arms and hair growing around the private parts. All of these are among the signs of al-Fitrah. So we'll talk about that bath. Number two, the Sunan of Fitrah, other etiquette that we must do as Muslims. Etiquettes that Muslims must always practice is hygiene mainly and about the purity and the cleanness. Okay, Islam, everyone reaches the age of puberty is considered an adult. Okay, in the law they consider him like 18, etc. But in Islam, anyone who reaches the age of puberty is going to be held accountable for his acts. What you are doing is going to be written down, and Allah will ask you about these acts. Although some youth is still sometimes childish, some behavior, in Islam, you are an adult. If you have the mustache, if you have the wetted dream at night, if you have the hair coming, growing in your private parts, the front, around it, then all of these are among the signs of the fitrah and the signs of adulthood. We know that you have to make wudu every time you wake up, and you have to make wudu after going to the bathroom, urinating or defecating. You have to make wudu. However, if you have a wetted dream and you have a discharge coming out from your front, thing, from your private parts, usually it is some whitish, white color, closer to the white that you have it in the egg. So if you have that discharge, then you have to take a bath. And there is no shame in taking the bath. There is no shame in taking the bath. It's something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decreed on men. Women, as you know, they have the monthly cycle, the menstruation. When the blood comes out of the mother or the wife or the lady, adult lady, then she has to take a bath too. The ghusl has two quick pillars that you can do them quickly. Number one pillars of the ghusl, you have the niyyah, the intention. Number two, covering the body with water. These are the two pillars of the ghusl. If you do them, then you have done your ghusl. It doesn't work that you wake up after having a wet dream and just changing your underwear and going to the masjid after making wudu. That doesn't work. You have to take in a full bath. And it is a part of the test, part of the responsibility. As an adult, you have to get up, you can take a bath. You are not a kid anymore. You have to get up, can take a bath. Even if it is cold, if it is hot, you have to do it. Unless if somebody cannot handle it or extreme cold, etc., then he does tayammum. If somebody doesn't have enough water, then you do tayammum. If somebody is has water but is extremely cold and cannot use it, and he might be hurt by it, then you do the tayammum. There is a nice story actually. Some of the Sahaba were traveling one time, and they had the battle, and their leader, had an injury in his head. He had an injury, and it was deep. And he slept the night, and he had a wet dream. So he told his companions in the morning. He told them that, I have wet dream. Should I take a bath? And his companions gave him the wrong fatwa. And this is the danger of giving the wrong opinion when you don't know. So they told him, if you have a wet dream, you have to take a bath. He said, I am injured. And the water is cold. And we cannot start a fire. Because if we start a fire now, then the enemies will see. The fire can be seen from long distance. So they told him, you have to take a bath. So he took a bath using cold water, and the injury got infected, and he died. When the Messenger ﷺ knew about that, he said, قَتَلُوهُ قَتَلَهُمُ اللَّهُ. They killed him. May Allah destroy them. Why did not they ask if they don't know? They did not ask. So he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it will be enough for him to do tayammum. In that case, in that scenario, just enough to do tayammum. Anyhow, so there is no shame to do the ghusl. And just two things. You get up of your bed, you go to the bathroom, have the niyyah in your heart that I want to purify myself. Then you cover yourself with water, with pure water. We're not talking about shampoo, about other things. What will purify you is the water. The water is in itself like purity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent this water pure from the sky to us as a gift for humans and animals and plantations and grass and trees, all of that. So the water will purify you. Can you use other products, hygiene, shampoo things? Yes, you can. But the final thing, after you cover yourself with soap, with all of that, what will purify you is the water. What will purify you? What counts as a purification for you is water, and that will be enough for you as a wudu. You should not do wudu. So if you wake up before Fajr and you cover your body with the water, pure water, just quickly. So 1 minute under the shower, cover yourself, all of your body with water. Then you have done the ghusl. You can quickly put on your clothing and go to the masjid without making other wudu. It is not required to use shampoo or other things. Okay, so these are the pillars of the ghusl. What are the pillars of the ghusl? What are they? Niyyah and covering your body with water, and you will be pure completely. Okay, now we have some sunan extra, like Salat al-Dhuhr, then you have sunnah, extra things that you can do. And one of them is cleaning private parts. So it was the habit of the Messenger ﷺ, clean his private parts. So the first thing that he would do, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he would bring water, to clean his front and back. This is number one. Number two, to say Bismillah, right? And to do wudu, tasmiyah. These are extra things. Number three, you say Bismillah, do wudu. This is sunnah, okay? So what is required? The minimum, just to cover all of your body. If you have a swimming pool, you like to swim, and you have a swimming pool, you have the intention, just you dip yourself in the swimming pool and come outside, you are pure, okay? Now the sunnah, among the sunnah, is to make the wudu with the exception of your feet. You leave them to the very end. Make wudu, regular wudu, until you reach your feet. So the last thing you do, you wipe over your head. Then you shower, you take the bath completely, then you finish with your feet. Sounds good? Among the things that you should do is rubbing your body. Rubbing the body. Rubbing the body. Especially which areas? Areas that usually water doesn't reach them. For example, around the ear. So you put your thumb behind the ear and the index, inside. All of these, curvy things. If somebody has, big belly or something, this area, under the arm, everywhere the water, usually doesn't reach. Try to make sure that you are going to reach. People have, very thick skins. So, even between their skins, here to bend them a little bit like that and to make sure that the water is reaching everything. Because in the ghusl of janaba, the ghusl of the janaba, we call it janaba, discharging, the sperms from your body, they call it, janaba. So you have to take, the water must reach everything, including your mouth. So some scholars consider it when you say covering your body with the water, they say including mouth and nose. The majority of scholars. This is in ghusl, not in wudu. And wudu is sunnah, but here in ghusl you have to rinse your mouth. Are you following me? Covering your body completely, your body. The water should reach. You have thick hair. Water should reach your skin. And it's better to rub and to make sure that the water is reaching everywhere, your body. Using a loofah or something scrubby to cover your body, that will help. That is not purifying you. What will purify you and considers purifying is the water, pure water. After you take, you scrub yourself, then you have the water and that will cleanse you. Okay, starting with the head. Starting with the head. Then right side of the body. So the Messenger ﷺ would do the following. Would wash his front and back. Say Bismillah, make wudu, with the exception of the feet. Then he would take 3 waters, with his hand fall in his head 3 times, handfuls. All this they don't have what we have nowadays, the shower, So he would take, in his 4 sides. Then the right side of his body, he will take, and wash the right side of his body. Are you following? What the Messenger would do, this is sunnah, to start with the right side. So shoulders, and this is how we wash the dead person. Okay? How we wash the dead person. If somebody dies, so we do the following. We start with the front and the back, we wash them. We make wudu. You following? Then we do the ghusl. We start with the head. We don't rinse their mouth. If somebody's dead, you don't dump water inside his mouth. So you put some water in your finger or on a piece of cloth, and you clean a little bit his mouth without dumping the water. His nose a little bit outside. Then you wash his face while you are closing. If somebody's dead, you close his nose. Then you wash, because you don't want the water to go outside. The coffin, the shroud around his body will be covered in water, right? If you put water here and water here, you don't want that. You cover and you make sure you wash all of that. Then we wash right side of the dead person, right side completely. Then left side. Okay, and finally you do the dua. What is the dua? Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. You say the dua. And what else? Pray 2 rak'ah. After you finish the ghusl or wudu, it is sunnah to pray after it. The Messenger ﷺ said, "Oh Bilal, I heard you walking in Jannah. What did you do? What a special thing that you did?" He said, I do the other people what they are doing, except every time I make wudu or I take ghusl, I would pray 2 or 4, whatever Allah allows me to pray. That is among the sunnah. Sounds good? And to do everything 3 times. Did we mention that? Rubbing body, doing the ghusl 3 times. Okay. So far, so good? Okay. What are the Sunan al-Fitrah? ورد سنن الفطرة. غسل عن سنن الفطرة. سنن الفطرة. What is فطرة؟ Okay. فطرة. Your consciousness. What is it? Yeah. It is the innate power or mechanism, or instinct, what they call it instinct, or the innate power or mechanism, the natural mechanism that Allah created the human's soul and mind with. The conscious is a part of it. Every human being is born with the fitrah, right? So he's inclined to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's easy if he thinks, like that, like why I'm here, etc. So he will reach the conclusion that there is a superpower and I should submit myself to it. And other things, we have the common sense. A part of it is the common sense. Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam connects to the fitrah some practices. Some practices. What are the sunan of al-fitrah that this ummah practice, Ummah Sayyidina Muhammad, and the previous prophets did? What are they? One of them is Ghusul al-Janaba. One of them is the Ghusl. So after having like discharge, like the ejaculation, then you do the bath. And women, after they finish their monthly cycle, then they do the bath. After giving birth, they do the bath. This is among the sunan al-fitrah. And even Quraysh, by the way, before Islam, because they are children of Sayyidina Ismail and Ibrahim, right? Quraysh tribe. So the ghusl of janaba, they would practice it, continue to practice that over many generations. So, number one, starting with what the Messenger ﷺ started starting with. Sunan al-Fitrah. Cutting your nails. Cutting the nails. You're cutting your nails, everyone? Look at your nails. Maximum should be every week. Maximum 40 days. Don't go beyond 40 days. Okay? Every week. Maximum 40 days. Okay? Don't go beyond 40 days without cutting your nails in Islam. So every Friday, make it your habit. Of course, if you have them. Number two, circumcision. I'll have to spell it. Okay, like that. What's circumcision? You know circumcision? It's among Sunan al-Fitrah. Circumcision. All of you have done, like your parents for you, circumcision. You know what? Khitan in Arabic. Khitan. When boys, this is Muslims and Jews, they are doing it, and some Christians. When a baby boy is born, a little kid, there is, yes, they cut something, like at the tip of his penis, there is extra, piece of flesh, and they cut it, at young age. They do it, at young age, and that will help him. That will help him be pure and clean. So the urine will come out without having bacteria accumulating, there. Many doctors, even non-Muslims, they do it. I remember when I was an imam in Fayetteville, a Christian called me and he said, I need a Muslim, doctor to do circumcision to my son. I said, you can do it anywhere. He says, no, Muslims, doctors will do it properly. So circumcision for boys is among the Sunnah. And this is a practice that all the prophets and messengers did it. The prophet. The only prophet who was born and that was done for him is Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, nobody did it for him. That extra flesh was not there. He was born circumcised. The Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Yes. No, usually it doesn't hurt. Usually it has less, like when they make holes in the gears, like ears, it's a little bit, area. It doesn't have, much, when they, even give you the shots, they choose areas that doesn't have, a lot of nerves and a lot of, vessels, blood vessels. So it's not. A kid, will cry just in the beginning. I remember, yeah, so this is very easy, not difficult, to do. Mahmoud, when they did it, cried a little bit. No, one of my kids even did not cry, actually. And they put some local anesthesia visually. It's not like that painful. It's very easy to do it. Circumcision. Sayyidina Ibrahim did that. Guess how old he was? Old. He was 80 years when he did it. Himself, Sayyidina Ibrahim. Sayyidina Ibrahim. The hadith al-Bukhari. Sayyidina Ibrahim did his circumcision when he was 80 years old. You know, it is the habit of some people to delay it, but usually after 1 week, sometimes in the hospital. Sometimes in the hospital, they do it. Okay. What else? Having a beard. Beard. I am going to test you with these things. Having a beard is among the Sunan of al-Fitrah. The Messenger ﷺ said, release your beard, have a beard. It is among Sunan al-Fitrah. The length is debatable between scholars, okay? The length is debatable, but you should have a beard. This is among the Sunan of al-Fitrah. This is the natural way. This is what Allah wants from you as Muslims. Yes? No, Sunan al-Fitrah, it is, Sunnah means the path. So here Sunan al-Fitrah means the path of all nations before us. All the prophets and messengers did these, and they are obligatory on us. Okay. Then trimming or cutting the mustache. Do you have a mustache? Do you have a mustache? Don't allow it to come in your mouth, inside your mouth. It should be trimmed this way. Are you following? It should be cut this way. It should not go down. And number 5, are you following? Mahir, don't talk. Sensitive to it. Then shaving or plucking the hair. Underarms. And what else? Private. Okay. Okay. Around your private part. Front. So you should not do that. Maximum 40 days. Don't go beyond 40 days. So when you have the hair grown under your arm and your front, around your, private parts, you should shave and remove that hair. You should not allow it, to stay. I have a friend in California, rahimahullah, told me that in the past, when he was young, he used to have some problems with his urine, some issues. And his father told him, clean yourself up. And he started shaving. He has, thick hair. Even his fingers, have hair. Some people, have a lot of hair. He started cleaning himself and shaving. And that, was solved. A lot of bacteria will accumulate around, the hair. In some cultures, it's shameful. I guess, Sikh from India and Chinese. They don't, shave the underarm. Yeah, Chinese, it's shameful. I have a friend also who worked in China, and he lived in China. He said, you cannot believe it. It's very shameful, to shave. This is very dirty, somebody, having a jungle underneath, his arm. Come on, it's very smelly, huh? Tie it? It's very filthy. Very filthy, So, okay, what are the 5 Sunan al-Fitrah? What are they so far? Can you count them, Abdullah, by heart? Sunan al-Fitrah, the Sunan of Fitrah. Yes, go ahead. Cutting the nails. Circumcision, khitan or tur. Having a beard. Cutting the mustache. And plucking the hair if you can, or shaving. Okay, plucking like that, removing it. If you can. Not all people, pluck it some part. Yeah, if somebody can do it, but not everybody. Some people have thicker hair. I find it difficult. They have nowadays. They have a small tool that crawls like a roll, and it collects But anyhow, move them. What is the time limit, Maher? What is the time limit? Maximum? 40 days. What? 40 days. Don't go beyond 40 days. So cutting the nails, the scholars say, every week. Trimming the mouth, it depends on the hair. But don't leave it. Okay. Are there other Sunan Fitrah? In other hadith? These are in one hadith mentioned. And this is very famous. 5. Okay. Other ones, what else you expect? Siwak. Toothbrush. Hygiene. Remember, focusing on the hygiene. Siwak. Siwak stick. Do you know the siwak stick? Yeah, don't have dirty mouth. Okay, what else? What else hygiene that you need? If you get closer to people, you smell good. Ghusul. We're discussing Ghusul. Ghusul. Cologne. Cologne. The Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam considered that. Perfume. Okay. Shh. Shh. Don't talk to each other. Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam considers perfume or cologne among the what you call it, among the Sunan of al-Fitrah. Okay, so and that also deodorant underneath your arm should not come to the masjid. People are praying beside you and smelling. Come on, So this is among the Sunan of al-Fitrah. What else? What other hygiene you expect? Rinsing the mouth and the nose. Yes, but in wudu, it is among the Sunan al-Fitrah. Okay, no, not here. I don't know. It is among Sunnah. Some of them are obligatory, some of them are Sunnah. But Sunnah here, it is include the path that we should take. Like putting cologne is not obligatory. Putting cologne is not obligatory. However, this is mentioned. The most important are these that are mentioned in the hadith. Okay, these are more important. Okay, these other ones are mentioned in other narrations, but the main one is that one. Okay, what else? Yeah. It is among, in one hadith, the messenger considered that a practice that previous nations, prophets, all of them, they practiced that. Okay, another one before I forgot, Ghusul Barajim. Washing the, what you call them, curvy skins. So the messenger means barajim. Barajim in Arabic, not your fingers, not your nuts, the back of that. So scholars say any folded, are you there? Any folded skin in your body. Especially when somebody gets old, sometimes you have some people, even their faces become, like that. So you have to make sure that, or somebody has extra weight, you have to make sure that the water will reach every part, Abdullah, of your body. Okay? What you call it? Curvy. Okay. Curvy, folded skin. And using water after answering the call of nature. The call of nature. After going to the bathroom, using water. Now, is it enough to use tissues after peeing and after urinating and pooping, defecating? It will be fine. It will be fine to use tissues. In the old days, they used to take rocks, but not any sharp rocks. Not sharp rocks, that will hurt you. They will pick, if somebody is going to the bathroom in the old days, remember, water was not available everywhere. And if somebody is traveling on one animal, you cannot carry gallons and gallons of water with you. So if you answer the call of nature, if somebody goes, you pick up some stones. The minimum is a 3. The minimum is a 3. You cleanse yourself. Nowadays we have tissues, alhamdulillah. But imagine if something happens. Remember at the time of COVID, really you cannot buy from many stores that not have even enough tissues. And if you have, buy, and some of them have, you cannot buy like more than one, and people started storing like tissues in their houses, bathroom. So if that happens, then you can use any object with the exception of bones. The Messenger ﷺ said, don't use bones or stool of animals, because the jinn, after you eat a bone and you throw it, Allah will cover it again with flesh, jinn. And if the humans, animals, like have stools, their defecate come back to hay and grass, whatever, for the animals of the jinn. This is what the Messenger ﷺ. So he prohibited us from doing all of that. Yeah, so you can cleanse yourself with that. So water is a sunnah. It's among sunnah and fitrah to add water. And that was the habit of Al-Ansar. The people of Al-Ansar, they used to use stones. After that, they would add water. Imagine you are in the bathroom, you use tissue. After you cleanse yourself very well with tissue, you add more water. By the way, don't be extreme. Don't be extreme. Somebody has waswasa, الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس. Somebody has some doubts about himself, extra clean. I know somebody who spent maybe 15 minutes in the bathroom doubting himself. So the Messenger ﷺ has a solution. An old man so has a solution. If somebody doubts himself, whether oh, did I clean very well? Did something drop from me, urine? So you take some water like that on your finger and you sprinkle them on your underwear from inside. So later on, if you feel something, you say, oh, it is the water that I sprinkled. Cut all of these, thoughts that come to somebody. Somebody has these thoughts. So don't be extra. Be clean, but don't be extra. Oh, subhanallah. Maybe you're sometimes you're astonished. Islam really is a way of life. I think you have to deal with your parents, with non-Muslims, with Muslims, with everybody, even how to clean yourself and the hygiene. Even the hygiene. Now in a prison, they give them courses about hygiene. You know that in the prison, they bring you a doctor or somebody, talk to the inmates, prisoners, about the hygiene. Teach them how to brush their teeth, teach them how to do that and that and that, etc. And sometimes they shave their heads by force. There is a lot of flies and other things in their hair, they bring you a barber and says, okay, shave them all, everybody. Because the hygiene is very important. They don't want diseases or bacteria or something to happen, break out in the prison, and many people are dying because. So hygiene is very important for the society. In Middle Ages, while Muslims were studying these things, in the Middle Ages, other nations would defecate inside their houses or right there beside their houses. Go and read the history of New York when it started. The first maybe in municipality in that would clean, hire people to clean the streets was in New York, because a lot of immigrants came and people were throwing trash and all of that everywhere. It was a disaster. So the hygiene is very important. Okay. What are the 5 important sunan of al-Fitrah? Bismillah. Hair, shaving. More. Musa, more. Add to them. Add to the 5. What else? What? Brushing. Using miswak, siwak. What else? Okay, I'll come back to you. Using water after using the bathroom. Aman. Okay. Here. Taking the ghusl, right? Taking the bath, the ghusl. What else? Perfume. Wearing perfume or anything that removes bad smell. What else? Folded skin, cleaning very well. So when you make wudu, you make sure that this part. Some people have thick skin. You get older, your fingers will get thicker. When you get older, the skin will get thicker. So you have to remember that in the old days. You have to remember that. Okay. Anything else? What are the 2 pillars of ghusl? Pillars of ghusl. The 2 pillars of ghusl. Yeah. Covering whole body with water. What purifies you? Shampoo and other things, or the pure water? The most important is the pure water. So after you finish everything, the last thing to rinse your body, that will be counting as a purification. Another issue. is this discharge, your sperms, semen, what they call it, is it pure or not? Should you wash it separately, not in the regular, washer? Some people are extra clean, and their underwears, always they wash them separately away from their clothing. And that is an option. This is good. Allah loves those who purify themselves. Okay. So how to know if you have a wet dream or not? You in the morning you see it like in your underwear. You might have a dream. Usually, this is what they call it. You're like with a dream. You have a dream. And in the morning, you see it. Are you following me? You see it in your underwear. Usually. So you can check, like when you are in the bathroom, you go to the bathroom and just you check, like if you doubt, usually you don't have it. You don't have it every day. Like you have it, depends on many things, many factors. Yes. Like a little bit. You can smell it and see. So it looks like it smells. Yeah, it won't smell like urine. It smells like a maybe old egg, like white of the egg, like that. Like it smells, like different than like other things. Like okay. So if your family is adopting this style and they want it to be washed aside, don't worry. Just tell your mother, or you say, I want to wash like my clothing myself. Or you can tell your mother, for example, can you wash this like aside my underwear? Or there is an easy thing. You go to the bathroom, that area on your underwear, just put it, like because pure water is purifying. Pure water is purifying. Just put it under the sink and remove it. Then you put your underwear with other clothing, so it will be washing like in a nice way. Okay, I heard one time, like somebody told me they have two washers and one for regular clothing and the other for underwear. I said, this is so much, but maybe they will be rewarded because their intention, they want to be extra clean always, so there is no problem. However, listen to this, Yusuf. Dipping underwear in the water and taking it out in Shafi'i madhab will not purify it. You pour the water on it. And our washers nowadays, they dump the water and the water will go away, right? So it will be fine to put it in these washers. It will be okay. But if your family has that tradition, just wash it yourself, purify it. Scholars debated whether this discharge is liquid is pure or not. And some consider it like a pure, others consider it like najis, impure. So you should wash it. So wash it by yourself, or just put it aside, or just put it with the regular clothing. It will be fine. But if your family has that style, then put it. Allah Ta'ala. Okay. Any question? Any question? Okay. In the future, don't hesitate to come and ask me or to search yourself. But I'm here to answer your question. You can text me. You can talk to me, say, Sheikh, I have a private question. I am fine, Abdullah. I receive many questions, not only from men. I receive from ladies, even asking you some private questions. So it will be fine. The Messenger Sallallahu answered the questions, and it is our deen. So it is educational thing. But don't feel shy. You to ask if you have any question. Sounds good? It's fine. Even if you tell your father in the future and your mother, they will understand. You say, oh, I cannot go to the masjid. I have to take a bath. You wait for me 5 minutes. They will understand. They will not ask you why you are taking a bath. You are a grown up. They say, okay, go take a bath. They understand that. So no problem. Don't hide it. Don't hide it. It will be normal. Just I need to take a bath. They will understand that. Okay. Okay. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد. جزاكم الله كل خير. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.